Do you see all of these mounds of dirt around me? What do you think might have made them? It's a very industrious critter called a gopher. Here at Mount Pisgah Arboretum, we have the giant pocket gopher. It's not called a pocket gopher because it can fit in your pocket. It's called a pocket gopher because it actually has a pocket on the outside of its cheek. It's like an extra flap of skin. Here's a really cool picture of a gopher where you can see those cheek flaps. They're open along the sides of its face. These pockets are just like a pocket in your jacket. They're even fur-lined, so gophers can grab things in their underground tunnels and shove them into their pocket and carry it around to another spot. They can't really carry things in their hands very well, so they use the pocket on their cheek instead. Our gophers are called the giant pocket gopher because they're a little bigger than most gophers. So most gophers are, about this big. Our gophers are about this big. So still not very big, but big for a gopher. Gophers have some great adaptations for their life underground. Along with those cheek flaps, they also have these big front teeth that they use for digging. And they have a cool adaptation where they can actually close the skin behind those big front teeth so that they're not swallowing dirt while they're digging. Along with the front teeth, they also have these great little clawed hands that are also really useful for digging. And their fur can go either direction. So unlike your cat, if you pet your cat the wrong way, you ruffle its fur. Gopher's fur can lean forward or backward either direction so that they can go forward and backward in their tunnels without ruffling their fur. We probably wouldn't notice gophers at all, except that when they dig their tunnels under the ground, they have to do something with the dirt. So they end up making a hole and pushing all the extra dirt up onto the surface of the soil where we can see it. That's why they make all these mounds on the ground. They're not actually wanting to build something with the mounds. It's just that they have to have somewhere for this extra soil to go. Here's a video of a gopher actually doing this and pushing some soil up to the surface. Giant pocket gophers are also known as camas pocket gophers, probably because they really like to eat the bulbs of camas. Here's the seed pod for one right here. Here's what camas looks like in bloom. They also eat the bulbs of other plants. And here's a mound where a gopher dug up one bulb and half ate another. And then there are also acorns, like these. And gophers will come up to the surface sometimes to eat things like acorns or bits of grass and fresh greens. Over here, you can see a bunch of brown mounds of soil. These are all gopher mounds. And gophers don't really mind being near each other. They will hang out with other gophers in the same area, but each gopher will have its own set of tunnels. So a spot like this, where there are quite a few gopher mounds around, it could be one gopher, it could be a few gophers, each with their own tunnels. Gophers do hang out together when mothers have babies in the spring, and those babies, pups, will stay with their mother for a few months before they're grown, and then she'll push them out of the tunnel and they'll have to go make their own set of tunnels somewhere else. Because our winters are mild here, gophers don't need to hibernate. They are under the ground, protected from the cold by all of the soil in their nice cozy tunnels. So they just keep digging and eating the roots of the plants all winter long. Here's a gopher tunnel that hasn't been blocked yet. That means the gopher's probably still working on digging in the tunnel and still has more soil to push out. Here's the tunnel that's been blocked. You can see that the gopher put rocks and stones in the entrance. That way predators would have a harder time getting down into the tunnel. Predators for gophers are things like gopher snakes, coyotes, hawks, owls during the night, dogs, and cats. It might be a problem in your yard to have mounds of dirt appearing all over the place, like here. But in a park, it's actually a really good thing. Gophers are great at turning the soil, and as they turn the soil, they fluff it up, and that makes it easier for plants' roots to grow. These old mounds are also a great place because the soil is so loose and fluffy for new seedlings to grow. Watch this busy little gopher digging out a tunnel underground and pushing soil up. And see what it does when the dog comes by. Look at that, it saw the dog, but it's going to keep going. So the next time you're looking out over a place like this and admiring how beautiful it is, remember to thank a gopher, our amazing soil turners.